T-Man again, bringing you guys another video, and I got my previews and predictions on UFC 196, Miesha Tate versus Holm, the bantamweight champion Holm, making her first title defense against a very dangerous challenger within Miesha Tate, and I'm going to be giving you my predictions of who I think is going to win this fight and why. And so let's jump right into it. Holm, Miesha Tate. Holm in her last fight, obviously everybody knows, knocking out Ronda Rousey. Miesha Tate, always a gladiator, the rightful #1 contenders, always been a top woman in the division, but keep losing to Ronda Rousey. So now she finally gets a chance to reclaim a belt she had back in Strikeforce against somebody other than Ronda Rousey. So this is a very, very interesting fight. And those of you who are thinking that Holm is just going to walk all over Miesha Tate because she beat Ronda Rousey easily, are drastically mistaken here, because styles make fights, and stylistically Ronda Rousey walked into a horror show. I mean, the style, I mean, she knew what Ronda Rousey was going to do. And I think Ronda Rousey, I mean, that's a video by itself. I mean, just bum rushed her, and she just walked into a professional boxer that just chewed her apart. And she didn't have the striking skill, and she didn't play it right. She was just rushing her instead of just using her hand, have Holly come to her and take her down. Miesha Tate is completely different. And if you look at Holm's other fights, other than the Ronda Rousey fight with complete mixed martial arts people, she, didn't win handily in her other two UFC fights. Okay, they were wars. Okay, they were wars that she got decisions in, but they weren't like lopsided victories like this Ronda Rousey one. Styles make fights, and that style, she just exploited Ronda Rousey. And Cupcake is going to be completely different. Okay, if Holm does have the power to knock out Cupcake, especially Cupcake, she gets rocked in the first round, and sometimes it takes Miesha Tate a little while to get going. But when she gets going, if I see it, if Holm does not finish her in a round, maybe 2 rounds, rounds 3, 4, and 5, oh, it has to favor Miesha Tate. I could see Miesha Tate taking this thing to the ground, taking her to the later waters, and in a championship fight that maybe Holm is not familiar with in MMA, with a caliber of a woman like Miesha Tate that could take her in those deep waters, can take her to the ground, and can finish her. I mean, we're about to see, even though Holm is training at Jackson's MMA in Albuquerque, we're going to see how good Holm's ground game really is. Because if Miesha Tate does not get knocked out by Holm in the first round or 2, you better believe at some point in this match, Miesha Tate is going to take her to the ground. And if she takes her to the ground, we'll see how good and how complete of a mixed martial artist that Holm is. Because Miesha Tate is going to test her. And for that being said, that is why in my predictions I am going bold that Miesha Tate wins this fight. How does she win it? I would say it would be in the later rounds, either by a submission or a decision in the later rounds. One of those 2 ways. I'm going bold here. Yeah, there's always an option. There's always a possibility of Holm's KOing Miesha Tate in the first 2 rounds. That's always a possibility, and I could see that happening, especially with Miesha Tate having a slow start. But if I have to pick and give you guys an answer, I'm going to say Miesha Tate decision. Okay, so those are the 2 winners. I did my Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz fight, and now I'm doing the opponent main event. And I might do, I'm not sure yet, maybe tomorrow I might do a video on just a quick recap on the rest of the card, giving quick previews and predictions on the rest of the fight card, which was a pretty decent card, I must say. It's not the best, but it's pretty decent, pretty solid. So that'll conclude that one. For you wrestling fans, make sure you check out my other videos, my 31 Days of WrestleMania, and so many other WWE videos, and I'm going to be continuing the MMA videos as well. So until then, I'll see you guys for the next video. Take care, guys.